Hey guys, Latoya here with SheThorough.com, and I am so excited about this interview today. I have none other than philanthropist, author, serial entrepreneur, Mr. D.L. Collins here with me today, and we're going to talk about some good stuff. We're talking about financial literacy today, something that's not talked about often, especially with the youth. So stay tuned. We're here with She Talks.
Is that Melbach Production?
Melbach, where the beat at? Let's go.
It don't take all day to do nothing. So get up and get out and do something. Don't let the day go without doing what you made for. It don't take all day to do nothing. So get up and get out and do something. Don't let the day go without doing what you made for.
Hey guys, we are back, and I have Mr. D.L. Collins here with me. How are you today?
I am phenomenal. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for inviting me.
Oh, thank you. I'm so grateful that you accepted the invitation.
Oh yeah. We gotta help each other. You know.
Of course.
Yeah.
So tell us about some of the things you've been working on. I mean, I've heard so many great things about you and the things that you've been doing, your outreach here in Atlanta. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm so excited. So, I don't know. About 12 years ago, I decided that I wanted to start a nonprofit organization that helped kids teach financial literacy. It kind of spiraled out to the government reaching out to me saying, "Hey, can you feed kids in low-income areas?" And I mean, it just kept getting bigger and bigger. So I said, you know what? I got to find a way to teach financial literacy, but not just in my community. I want to actually get it out, like all over. Mm-hmm. So I decided to write a book, which is Sally Saver. And she's a little girl that goes on journeys that teach kids about saving money, budgeting, credit, how to start their own business and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
That's my baby now.
That's your baby.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into Sally Saver. I just want to know, talk to me a little bit about where you come from, that background. You know, we're in the era of social media and everyone is experts in everything, right? And I want to know, like, tell the people, let's tell the audience a little bit about your background in the finance world.
Okay. And I take it all the way back.
Yes.
Like, coming back as a child, I grew up and I'm not ashamed to admit, I grew up in the projects. Mm-hmm. And we didn't have nonprofit organizations. We didn't have, like, we had the Red Crosses and the United Ways and stuff like that. But there was not a lot of support for us coming up as in my community. Mm-hmm. So growing up, I said, it's got to be a way that we can change that. I was raised in a single family household. So my mom, you know, she did the best she could, but she didn't have the help or the resources. So my goal was, once I became an adult, I said, I want to kind of help single mothers, and I want to help my community, and just kind of be an outreach to children that don't have that role model. So that's where it all spiraled from. It just, from me not having support as a child from nonprofit organizations to me giving support in this day for this generation.
Okay.
So
now, where's your education background?
My education background is marketing and finance.
Okay.
I went to Clayton State.
Oh,
Clayton State.
Shout out to Clayton State.
Here, I went to Tri-Cities High School.
Okay.
I'm a Grady baby. We
Okay.
talked about that earlier. So I was born and raised here. So I want to put it back here. I want to give back here.
Okay.
Back in Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, did you work in corporate America some to give? Tell us a little bit about that.
So I was 1998 was I was working at Bank of America, which was I think Nations Bank at the time, or whatever, Bank of America now, in '98. And you try to come up. I was doing a good job, and I was over my department, and everybody was happy with me. And when it was time to apply for a promotion, I was told that another younger guy from another state was going to actually be awarded that position, and I would have to train that person.
Really?
So I'm like, wait a minute. Like, I've been here for years,
right,
and you telling me I applied for a position, and now I got to train somebody younger to take my place? So that was it for me for corporate America. I was like, you know what? No, I got to do this thing on my own. So January 1998, I clocked out, and I've been self-employed ever since. I never hit a clock after that.
Wow.
And I thank God, you know, that He gave me the resources to last this long and bless me. So
now, were you only in the banking world? Were you on the retail side? Were you? Did you do
corporate.
other areas? Was it just banking, or did you do mortgages? What?
Yeah.
Some of
So
the,
on the banking side, then I did. I was in the marketing department.
Okay.
So, and that's what's. I actually went from banking into the mortgage industry. So I decided, and loan officers, we self-employed.
Okay.
So we work on commission.
Right.
So I tried that. I was very successful in that. Started my own mortgage company. The market shut down in 07, which was another thing that led me to my journey. I watched all my friends and family almost lose everything when the market crashed. They lost houses, cars, divorces.
Yeah.
I watched this, and I said, you know what? We weren't prepared.
wasn't prepared.
And me working with kids and having a passion to actually work with children, I said, you know what? This is my opportunity to actually teach the next generation so they won't have to go through what we went through in 07 when the market, because the market is going to crash again. It's just a cycle.
Yeah.
It's a cycle. But my job is to prepare these kids for when the next cycle hits, so they'll have money saved up. They'll have little side businesses where they know how to open and start their own business. We had a 9-year-old that started a slime factory. And
That's big right now. The kids love slime.
They love it. And she website marketing. We actually molded her. She's doing phenomenal right now. So those little things like that helping these children. It just warm my heart and make my day.
Yeah, it makes you warm and fuzzy.
Oh
It
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
allow you to sleep great at night.
Oh yeah, it does.
It's our future.
Oh yeah, it is. It definitely is. And like I said, everything I do, really, the nonprofit and all that stuff, that's all God's company. I'm just a manager, and I'm just following what He want me to do. It's my calling.
Yeah. Now, you think it's a generational curse as far as what people deal with, as far as not being prepared, or having their finances in orders, or making bad financial decisions? Do you think sometimes it's a generational curse?
I just think it's just we weren't educated. If you look back at the grandparents, and they actually worked to take care of their family, and some of them had to work 2 jobs just to make ends meet. They didn't know anything about a savings because they just didn't have enough, or they weren't given a chance to get credit because for whatever reason they didn't understand how scoring works. And coming out of high school and not understanding credit and just getting a bunch of credit cards, you don't know how to manage them, so your scores decrease. So I just think it was just that generation wasn't educated. I think educated, we could say curse, but I just think it was just not educated.
And I say curse because a lot of times we run into people who, I remember in college, a lot of times as kids, their parents mess up their credit, get things in their name, and so they didn't even have a chance to mess up their own credit up because, it stemmed from their own parent.
So that's definitely a curse. That's definitely, and it's very unfortunate. And I actually had, I taught a group of 14 college students my credit seminar, and they did it for about, I think, 2 years, and I'm so excited. They all, between 18 and 21 years old, all of them got over 750 credit score, and they all understand how to manage credit now. So moving forward, they they know how it works. So like I said, it all goes back to education. The parents that use their kids' credit. And I've gotten into situations where we've talked to parents and they say, look, if I didn't use my kids' credit, we wouldn't have had lights.
Right.
Because I wasn't taught, so nobody,
right.
If I didn't use my kids' credit, I wouldn't have heat.
Right.
So they feel like it's justifiable.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not justifiable. And you just, what side do you go with? I understand, but it's just not the right thing to do. I just feel. I feel like it's other resources out there. The government give money for heating and stuff like that. I just kind of feel like messing your kids' credit up shouldn't be an option.
Right.
So,
right. I totally agree. Now, so some of the seminars that you have, what are some of the things that you teach, and what's the top 3 advice that you give, and not to spill it because I know you charge for the seminar. You gotta get your coin.
right.
Y'all gotta come to that seminar. But what's the top 3 best advice that you would give in these seminars, and what's some of the things that you do?
Okay, so 8 to 10 years old is the introduction of savings and how the banking industry works. And at that age, their minds are a little spongy, so they really comprehend really good. So that's the first one is kids need to understand the concept of savings. That's why we do the 3-jar concept. And that's one of the things we teach them. You know, get 3 clear jars and just sit it on your dresser. 1 jar is going to be for saving. And it's got to be clear so you can see it.
Right.
Another jar would be for actually spending. And then the 3rd jar would be to give back to your community or do something nice for someone else. So when they all fill up, then you take 1 to the bank and put it in the savings. You go buy something. And then the 3rd one, you do something nice for somebody. And then you start over again. And it actually mold their mind into when they become adults. Mm-hmm. You know, I work, I gotta save, I gotta pay my tithes, and I have money to spend.
You
see what I'm
that
saying?
Concept.
So
that is really nice.
Yeah, so that's where it mold their mind.
Yeah.
So that's how we do it. So that's the first one, which is 8 to 10. And then from 11 and 12 is the introduction of budgeting. Mm-hmm. And budgeting, you know, you can give kids money all day long. If they don't know where to put it and where it goes, they'll still mess it up. Mm-hmm. You know, so we teach them budgeting, and then after that goes credit, the introduction of credit, how credit works, how credit scoring works. You know, and we use the scoring system just like in school how their scoring system works, and they get it really quickly, except numbers instead of letters. Mm-hmm. But so that's the second thing, and then the third is entrepreneurship. Is teaching them how to start their own business.
And you hit it on the head.
Oh yeah.
That is not taught, and I wish that they would start a class now in schools teaching entrepreneurship.
Oh yeah. But I wish they would teach a class teaching credit.
Yeah.
And how credit scores work.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's crazy. You get so many people to say, if I was taught this in school or when I was younger, my life would be in a completely different place. Mm-hmm. And that's confirmation that what we're doing is the right thing, and it's going to make a difference.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember growing up. My mom, it was like, okay, you're going to school, and then you're going to go back to New York, and you're going to get a job with the city, work there until you retire, and that's just the way of life.
Yeah, that's
right?
The way
That's not how
that's
it was.
it.
It was
I mean,
not
that's
no
what we was
opening
taught.
no business. Yeah,
we was
that's how
taught you work, you go to school, you get an education, you work for 30 years, you retire, you get your unemployment or your Social Security, which is barely enough to pay utility bills.
Exactly.
You know, so you actually have to get back out here and work again.
Exactly.
And it just never stops. I mean, it's just that box that we were in, that they got us in, and then you got all these student loans. People get multiple degrees, mm-hmm. and which is nothing wrong with a degree, but when you got so much money you have to pay back when you get out, it discourages you.
It is.
You know, you can't buy a house. You got a high interest rate because you got all these loans and your debt is heavy.
Yeah.
They don't educate. They don't teach us any of this.
Yeah.
They don't warn us about this
Right.
stuff.
Right. So now it brings us to Sally Saver.
Sally Saver.
Talk to me about your baby.
Okay, and it's crazy because you always got friends that are freeloaders. You got friends that as soon as they get their money, they automatically spend it before they even think it through. You got these slick friends that I just want to spend your money and I'm gonna hold on to mine.
Right.
So I created characters behind all these concepts of people that just manage their money bad. And then I created Sally Saver, which is the one character that actually is financially educated, that try to help all her friends to make better financial decisions. So that's what the book about. And it's also an interactive book to where, okay, it's not a book where you just completely just read it through from start to finish. As you read through the book, you get to points where you have to stop and make a decision. If you think this person should blow their money and go go to page whatever. If you think they should save their money and invest in blah blah blah, then go to this page. So the journey splits, and it shows kids based on your decision. It shows a different outcome each way.
That's awesome.
So I love it. It used to be a book series called Choose Your Own Adventure. I don't know if you remember that.
I don't.
But that's where I got the concept from.
That's awesome.
Uh-huh.
So how has it been going?
Oh, the book is, everybody loves Sally Saver. It's like, I'm talking about, we've been breaking records with the book. I know opening day, midnight, and this is a blessing. Opening night, we get a call the next day from Amazon saying, you know, I know we offering 2-day prime, but you know, we didn't anticipate the volume, so you're gonna have to reach out to your clients and tell them they may be 3 days, or we may not make our deadline because we underestimated.
Wow.
You know, and who are you? Like,
Right.
You know, and I'm like, this is a blessing, and I tell people all the time, you know, it don't even surprise me, because when you're dealing, my God don't work in small, so I'm not surprised that
Right.
we was breaking numbers
Right.
day one. So it's been a blessing. I just feel like the more kids read it, the more they'll have a chance in this world, you know.
That's awesome.
Yep. And book 2 will release June the 1st at the Georgia World Congress Center. So the Women's Expo, the people over the Women's Expo asked me to come out and release it there and talk about the book. So I'm one of the speakers there. So I'm excited about that.
Nice.
At the Women's Expo, there's over 15,000
Nice.
people there that I'll get a chance to talk to
Nice.
about book 2. So book 1 teaches savings, entrepreneurship. Book 2 is the introduction of credit to children.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So are we going to do a series? This is going to be...
Yeah, the book 3 will be investing, because I want to get kids prepared. Well, you know, a lot of kids, they getting ready to get out of college, and the first thing they think, I want to get an apartment.
Right.
You know what? I mean, there's so many sources out here for you to get a house. Why not try to get qualified? So guess what? If we teach you credit, and when you get out of school, you got the credit score, you got savings, you got this, why would you not buy a house?
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
would you get an apartment?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with an apartment. But let's go ahead and let's try for a house
Yeah.
first. Now, if you can't get a house, you need a little bit more time, then get an apartment. Set a time. You know, say I'm going to be here for about a year or two. I'm going to save a little bit more money. I'm going to do a little bit more with my, you know. So it's just teaching them and educating them.
That's
Getting them
awesome.
ready. Yeah.
DL, you are doing so many great things.
Thank you so much.
I mean, we're lucky to have you, because like I said, this is not being talked about.
No.
You know, and everybody, we're just in the social media era, and so just having this education that's out there, and you know, you're fueling us to really just do better. So we appreciate you for that.
I appreciate you.
So,
I really do.
what's next?
Well,
we got
next,
the expo coming up, and we got the series, and
got the series. So I'm super excited about September 21st is the Sally Festival. So what we've done, we're trying to figure out a way to make learning fun again.
Mhm.
Look, back right. Yeah, make learning fun again. So what we've decided to do, we got a festival where we got all this fun stuff for kids. We got dance competitions. We got bouncy houses, gaming trucks, slingshot rides. I mean, just all the fun stuff. But the kids can't buy tickets to do the fun stuff. Instead, they have to do learning. They got to do a learning event or a learning workshop or whatever. Now, the workshops are going to be fun. They're going to be games and stuff like that. But they got to learn something to get tickets.
very interactive.
Yes.
I
It's
love
not
that.
just buying a ticket and going to play.
Exactly.
Yeah, you got to meet an author and talk to different authors. You got to meet business owners and get ideas and stuff. You know, so you got to do. You know, you got to talk to a bank about possibly starting a savings account. You know, so and then you get tickets to go do the fun stuff.
That's awesome.
So that's how it's set up. So I'm super excited about that.
That's awesome.
Super excited. September 21st
September 21st.
at the Exchange on Columbia Drive in DeKalb County.
Awesome. Not far
Yes.
from me.
Oh yeah, so you'll be there.
I sure
And
will.
bring your baby.
I'm going to bring my baby.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
I love
Have
stuff
a ball.
like
He
that.
gonna
I mean,
ball.
and what you're doing with the Salad Saver reminds me. I come from the banking background, and
Okay.
at SunTrust they had an interactive thing that they started, an initiative to help people with finances
Right.
and put them on a path to financial freedom.
Right.
And so they created, but it was more of just a book series.
Right.
Of an author, of a character, and so it sounds similar, but it's not as interactive as what you're doing. So kudos to you and everything that you're doing in the community. I'm looking forward to the events and everything that you have coming. I'm definitely following everything. Your movement is awesome. So tell people where they can find you on social media,
definitely.
and where they can purchase that book.
Oh yeah, definitely. So, like I said, book 1 is ready now, which is Sally Saver and the Treasures in Time. But you can get book 1 and pre-order book 2 at www.sallysaverseries.com. That's SALLY Saver SAVER series SERIES.com is where they can purchase the book. And they also can get information to functions and events on that website. And you can also follow Sally Saver on Instagram and on Facebook with that same SallySaverSeries.com. Now, if you want to follow me personally, my IG is Shun, SHUN Collins, COLLINS for IG, and Demetrius Collins for Facebook, which is DEMEITRICE Collins, COLLINS.
That's awesome. Y'all guys follow him. Check out his website. It's really nice too. I looked at it and
Thank
it's so
you. Thank you.
Just I love the flow of it all.
Oh, yeah.
DL, thank you.
You're
I'm
welcome.
so glad to have you,
You're
and I'm
so
glad we were
welcome.
able to talk. So guys, stay tuned. She talks. DL Collins, guys.
All right.